Hey, what's up guys? Matt King here, and if you guys are watching this video, then you guys either one want to know how to customize this new funnel because you just bought it, or two, you're just kind of looking into this, doing a little more research to find out if this is what you really need. Either way, you've come to the right place to continue making that decision or to continue working on this funnel. So we're going to go through this, probably going to be about, I don't know, 10-15 minutes or so. We're going to go through each of these pages so that you can see exactly what they are, how they work, and what you need to do in order to make them work on the different systems. Okay, so real quick, let's take a look. Definitely the most complicated one, which really isn't all that complicated, don't get worried about that, is the registration page. So once you've downloaded this and put this into your once you've downloaded this and migrated this into your ClickFunnels account, then the first thing that it really doesn't matter if you do this first or do it later because you're not going to use it, but you're going to want to go into your settings area and assign your domain. So come here, it's going to be blank, so assign your domain to this and assign your SMTP configuration. So if you don't have those set up, check out the ClickFunnels docs and you can see how to set up a custom domain, how to set up a SMTP configuration. I do that as a side service. So if you guys have bought this and just want somebody else to take care of it, it can be a little bit complicated. So just let me know. I can do that. You guys can contact me through either our members area or shoot me an email, and we will get that taken care of. All right. All that aside, let's go back to the registration page here. We are going to click on the edit button and look inside of this to see what it is that you guys need to do. So the obvious stuff is you're going to have to go through and change the headline here to whatever it is that your headline is. You can change the colors up here. You can change this header or the logo. If it's just text based, then delete this element and just put a headline element in there and type out what it is that you want it to say. You can change that color as well. Change this headline. Come down here. This should say something very similar to what you will discover. You can put that in there and then put in some bullets, some feature benefit type bullets that tell people what it's going to do for them. Okay, here, this is where you're going to put the video, so you can put your video on YouTube, Vimeo, Wistia. These are the best places you could probably put these. I'm not too familiar with Easy Video Suite or the HTML5 video, although I think with the HTML5 you can put this up on something like Amazon S3 and then just take that link and post it here, but it's saying that you need an MP4 URL and a WebM URL, and then you got to get a screenshot for a start image. It's easier, just stick it up on Vimeo or Wistia. Wistia is one of my favorite ones, so those are the ways to do that, okay? And then, of course, make sure that this video is using good sales technique. If you just put some random video in there with no sales copy in it, it's really not gonna help your conversions. So, guys, here's the deal. This register, I'm going to talk about the register now button here in a second, because there's some differences and things that you got to do differently depending on what system you're using. Down here is a countdown timer, guys. This countdown timer is using some special Juju code. Please don't delete it and then add in another countdown timer and expect it to work. It will not work. This is set up to run every 15 minutes, so please leave this. You can delete most of this other stuff and rearrange this however you want, but if you change this here, it will not work. That being said, we do have some custom tracking code in here as well in the footer, so come here. Please don't delete that or edit that or do anything with it. All right, here is, you're just going to put your name in here. Just put John Doe, whatever, okay? Your name here. All right, put that here. This is just a little bio. Put a bio in here about you. Put some testimonials over here. Upload a square image in these spots here. So if you come here, these are image features. Just put a upload a square image of some sort, and that's pretty much it. And then just type in whatever it is that you want it to say. You can change the font and whatnot. This is a pretty clean page, real simple. Same thing with this countdown down here. Don't mess with that. There's really not too much else other than that you need to do. So let's talk about the systems. All right, if you're using Stealth Seminar, you will customize this page to how you want it to look here in ClickFunnels, and then you will take the URL. I'm going to go, let me save this real quick. I'm going to go back to the main page. You're going to take the URL, this one. Don't take this one from mine, but take the one from yours after you have gone into the settings and assigned the domain. Otherwise, you're going to have to give them a new URL. So make sure that this is the URL that you will be driving traffic to. Take that URL and send that to them up at Stealth Seminar. Their guys, their support staff, will make a clone copy of this and put it into the Stealth Seminar system, and then it'll be good to go. All right, so that's how that works. Let's go back into the edit page. All right, if you're using Webinar Jam or EverWebinar, all right, most people are going to be using EverWebinar. What you're going to do is delete this button. Don't use this. This opens up the pop-up. All right, the pop-up looks like this. You don't want to use this pop-up if you're using Webinar or EverWebinar, Webinar Jam. All right, so delete this, and then what you're going to want to do is add a new element. Scroll all the way down to the bottom and add a custom JS HTML, and you're going to want to go to Webinar Jam or EverWebinar. Once your webinar is completed in there, everything's uploaded, everything's set up the way that you want it to, you need to set that up so that you can get, you need to set up a custom registration page inside of Webinar Jam or EverWebinar, and then it will allow you to grab that embed code, and this is where you're going to want to put it. Okay, you're going to want to put it in here in the open code editor. Paste it right there. Hit the save button. You're going to be good to go. I'm going to delete this out because we're not doing that right now. But that's what you're going to want to do. All right, same thing with this down here. Embed that same thing right here and get rid of this button. Otherwise, you're going to have that pop up. But EverWebinar has their own pop-up system. They've got their own thank you page. They have their own webinar player. They have their own replay system. All right, so you don't need any of that stuff here in ClickFunnels. All right, GoToWebinar and ClickFunnels. The way that that's going to work is right here. You are going to use the pop-up, so you can use this button. If you don't like the colors, you can come in, change out whatever you want to do with that, change the text on it. This is a good starting point. These are known to convert, so I wouldn't change this up too much. Just to use this as a starting point and start driving traffic. Find out how many conversions you're getting. All right, but what you're going to want to do, ClickFunnels, you're going to want to set this up here in your settings. Go to integrations. All right, so and it's going to be right here. If you're using GoToWebinar, you're going to select GoToWebinar from your integration list. I don't even have GoToWebinar linked up to my account, so I'm not going to be able to select it. But if I'm using ClickFunnels, then I'm going to go to Actionetics, or you're going to have to create a list or something somewhere like Aweber, ActiveCampaign, Infusionsoft, Actionetics. I would just select Actionetics if that's where my list is, and then say add to list, and then select that list as to what it is that you're going to add them to, and then hit save. Same thing with GoToWebinar. You're just going to select which one you want to integrate them to, and then it will load them into the GoToWebinar system. GoToWebinar will then assign them to some kind of an email list, but you're going to assign that email list through GoToWebinar. Same thing with Webinar Jam. If you do this process with Webinar Jam or EverWebinar, you're not going to be able to just link this up to some type of email list. You're going to have to assign the email list through Webinar Jam or through EverWebinar. Okay, I know that was confusing. Watch this over a couple times. It's a little confusing. I've done it a lot of times, so I understand you can't do it through ClickFunnels when you're using Webinar Jam, though. Okay, same thing with Stealth Seminar. If you like this page, once you're happy with it, send this to them and tell them, hey, I'm using ActiveCampaign, I'm using MailChimp, I'm using Aweber, and this is the name of my list. They will link that up for you. Okay, and then whenever somebody registers, that name will they will take that registrant and they will upload, or they will put that person's name on your list in whatever program it is that you're using for an email service provider. All right, so all that said, I think I've covered Stealth, I've covered ClickFunnels, and GoToWebinar. You can use the pop-up. You can edit that pop-up, by the way, to look how you want that to use. Stealth Seminar, by the way, also uses this pop-up, so make sure that it looks like how you want it. Just make sure that it's got a full name, email, make sure that this button is in there and how you want it to look. If you want to change the way that that looks, you can always come here and be like, hey, you know what, I want that to look more like this or something. So just make sure that's in there. I think that pretty much covers all the different systems. From here on out, guys, I promise it gets a little bit easier. So let's take a look at some of the other stuff. And I'm going to get out of here, leave. All right, so that was the registration page. And we're going to come here to the thank you page. One thing, if you guys have like a Google Analytics or Facebook code, you guys want to put your Facebook pixels on these pages, you can do that. You're going to do that also through the settings up here in the corner. So you're going to put that into the head tracking code. So put your Facebook pixel here. That's a script you're going to get from Facebook. And you're also going to get this information from, you're also going to take your Google Analytics code. Sorry, that messed me up on Skype there. You're going to take that same information and put that information into the head tracking code as well. That way you can track all the people coming to your page. All right, let's get rid of that for the time being. All right, so next page down is the thank you page. Thank you for registering. This is going to go pretty quick from here on out, hopefully. So you guys are only going to need this thank you page, by the way, if you're using GoToWebinar or you're using ClickFunnels to run this webinar. So otherwise, if you guys are using Stealth has a thank you page. Webinar Jam has a thank you page. EverWebinar has a thank you page, so you don't need to use this. And if you don't want this in here, you can either hit the X button or you can just remove from funnel. That way it's still there, but it's not in the lineup. It's not in this lineup over here, so it's a little bit leaner and cleaner looking. All right, so if you guys want to edit this, you're more than welcome to. Come in here, change this up, put your logo up here, branding colors, change this up how you want. A couple things I will point out. We are using custom code to keep the scheduler working right here. It says today at webinar time. Guys, don't take that out, otherwise it's not going to give you a webinar time. So let me hit the preview button. And you can see it says today at 4:45, right? Or down here, this countdown timer. Don't pop this out, otherwise it's not going to work, all right? This is a minute timer with some special code behind it that makes that work. So if you delete it, it's not going to work. It's going to cause some weird things to go on with your page, and then you're going to want to contact me and have me fix it, and then I'm going to have to charge you. I don't want to have to do that. So if you guys bought it, this video should help you guys be able to customize it the way that you want. You guys can also come down here. You can change the color of the icons. You can change the icons if you want. And then you can change this text in the blocks. This stuff is all pretty simple. Make sure you change this to your name where it says John Doe. You don't want to leave that in here. And then change this to whatever the main benefit of your webinar is. You're going to want to put that here. Okay. You can change these pictures out, change whatever you want. You can put your picture in here. It's very customizable, even the pictures. Just make sure it's good looking when it's done so it looks professional. That's the idea behind all of this. All right, so all that said, let's come back here, the scheduler page. Let's hit the edit page here. Guys, this one does require some third-party software, and that's right here in the custom JavaScript. So you guys are going to need to put schedule once or Calendly or something in here in order for this to work. Again, customize your logo. Come down here. You can put your own testimonials in here. These are a bunch of fake testimonials that I added in. These are actually, some of these are mine. Some of these are my videos. If you have video testimonials, more video testimonials. Guys, change these to your stuff. Don't use mine. If you don't have 6 video testimonials, delete a column. You could just hit the trash here, and it'll just take this whole row right out of there, and then you could just use one. So just make sure you go through here and change this to what works for you. These are not video testimonials. These are text-based, but I left them all here for you so that you can make this work. It says click to apply now. You can delete this if you have it set up to go. What you're going to need to do is take the link from, by the way, this is where you're going to send people from your webinar. Your webinar process takes place, and then you're going to have a call to action where you say, schedule a call with me to learn more, or whatever it is that you want to do. That way you can change the sales environment and have the opportunity to help them with their life, or whatever it is that you're doing with them, whatever is inside of your niche, your high ticket product. And um, your call to action should be this URL to send people to this page. So make sure that you come and change this to something that is easy, like apply or something, right? And then you can just use that in your webinar. All right, back to this. Take your Schedule Once code that's embeddable, put it in here in the code editor, and that's it. Paste it there. Hit the save button. Hit the preview button, and it should work. Schedule Once takes a little bit of time to load up for some reason, but it works. I've never had any major issues with it. But after it's done, you'll have some video testimonials. And depending on how you guys set the system up, if you want people to schedule this, Schedule Once has a redirect link in built in, so you can redirect people to the application page afterwards. All right, so if you do have that set up, you can delete this application button right here, which will just take people to the next page, which is the application page. So if you don't want to use this, just delete this little black bar section out. Okay. All right. So let's go back to, yeah, we want to leave. We're going to check this out. Same deal with the application form page. We're going to check that out real quick. This is using some Wufoo form right now. You don't want to use my Wufoo form code. You're going to need to set up your own Wufoo form code and then come here to the open code editor and paste it in here. All right. And then step 2, hang tight. Looking forward to talking to you. You can put your phone number here if you want to have them available to call you. If they're like, hey, I need to talk to you guys right now, then put your phone number in here. If not, just delete this whole thing or change the text. All right. But try and make it so that they know that they have to they really need to put in this application process to help go through that qualification process. Otherwise, you could end up with a lot of people, if they don't fill this out, you know that they don't know how to follow directions. They may not be the best suited client for you. All right, so that's this page. Make sure you have Wufoo or JotForm or something else to put in there. Let's leave this page. Thank you page. All right, we're almost done, guys. It looks like we're halfway, but we probably only have a few more minutes. Okay, thank you page. Guys, you can use this if you want. Wufoo has a built-in thank you page, but if you want to redirect people to a thank you page of your choice, just come here and edit this little thank you page. It's not a big deal. There's not a lot going on there, but you can use this if you wanted to come in here and actually put an offer on this page. You could do some minor customizations and actually put an offer on this page and sell something and have a little tripwire there. That'd be a good place for that. That way, between the time that they schedule the call and apply and they actually talk to you, which might be the next day or something, you might have like a $50 or $200 product or something. And if they buy that, guys, that would make them possibly a rabid buyer or somebody that's much more likely to buy your stuff. Okay, so once you get on the call with them, the next place that you're going to send them is the order form page. Or you can be on the phone call with them and take their credit card information right over the phone. You can customize this with the background, your logo, put a little tagline in here. This is really meant for you to watch, guys, but if you don't have the time or they're like, hey, I'm sorry, I don't want to give you a credit card over the phone, or I need to think about this, then you're like, hey, all right, I'll send you the order form. There's nothing wrong with that. Just make sure that this is a professional forward and backwards facing order form page. Okay. Forward being the client side, backwards being you. Okay. So all you do here, let me point this out while we're here. You will need to add your product to this order form page since we're here. So you're going to come into the products tab, which is up here on this page. And it's real simple. Just add the product that you're going to sell, and it might be a $5,000 product. If you're using Stripe, it's real simple. Just come into add product, and hopefully it comes up, and talk my expensive product, whatever you want it to be. If you're using something else, add that. Stripe, I use Stripe for pretty much everything. Guys, 5,000, whatever currency. If you're in a different country, pick something else besides USD. Here, 5,000. That's the way it looks to them on the other side. And then say one time, or if you want to set up a subscription, I've got some other videos that talk about how to set up subscription products. This whole funnel idea could work for like something it's $1,000 a month or something. So high ticket, monthly subscription type of a product, or if you have a payment plan, you're going to use the subscription here, but you need to set that subscription up inside of Stripe, so that way when you come down to the Stripe plan area, all your pay plans show up down here. And then of course, say if it's 12 payments, type that in here, 12 payments, or if it's 2 payments, type in 2. All right. So this is how you're going to set all this up inside, and of course hit the save button. Or create product. Don't forget to go through the fulfillment email and the email integration if you want to use this product purchase to associate them on a different list, a buyer's list. Okay, and make sure that you have that list created prior to doing this in whatever email service provider you have, like Aweber or Infusionsoft or ActiveCampaign. All right, that one was a little more complicated. All right, confirmation page, real simple. Come here. You can customize this if you want. You can add a video to this. This is a real simple, very simplistic page. You can do some minor customizations to this. You could probably add some tripwire products to the bottom of this if you wanted, and just make sure you change out things like yourbrand.com and copyright 2004. Put 2017 in there, guys. This is straight out of ClickFunnels. All right. Really not a lot there, especially for backwards facing. You don't need a fancy receipt to show back to you, but it needs to look at least halfway decent for the forward facing side in case they actually make the purchase. Okay. The only things left is the members area. Some people I personally like to have my members areas separate from the funnel itself, but just to make it so, if you guys want to have your members access, if this is the only funnel that you'll ever have that drives people into the members area, then by all means, use this and set up a members area. You can customize the login screen here, and then down here with the members only. This is where you're actually going to put your content, guys. So put the content in here. I already added lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You guys are going to be able to come in here and add some more information. You're going to be able to add your lessons. You can edit this. You can delete all this and start over from new. I'm not going to do an in-depth how to create your program overview here, but you can come in here and update this as necessary so that you can get your weeks built out and then deliver this content to your people. If you guys have been through the high ticket training, you understand how this should be built out. And that's it. All right, guys. So you've got your registration, your thank you, your scheduler, the application, another thank you page here, and all this will work inside of one funnel. That's what's really cool about this whole funnel. Confirmation page. After they order, they go to the confirmation page and they get access to the members area. All right. One thing I'll point out as well, the order form page. When they buy, if you want to drive them right into this members area, what you can do is, and make sure you change the name of this from members access to something, that matches what it is that your members area actually is. Otherwise, it's going to be hard to spot. But if you come over here to the products tab, remember when we created that product and you add a product, I didn't actually save it before, so it's not actually in here. But if you go to fulfillment email after you create it, make sure you change this text here. That's for the email itself. But the thank you page or membership access right here, guys, this is where you're going to change that. So whatever the name of it, let's say it's whatever, clean high ticket webinar funnel, whatever it is, thank you for registering members only. So what you're going to want to do is select that members only page and use that to get people to automatically, when they click on that on the receipt page, this is where they'll go. They'll go directly to create a membership account. So that's how that works. I hope that made sense. If you guys need help with setting this up, by all means, I'll put my contact information inside. Once you guys make the purchase, contact me. I'll help you guys out, and we'll make this work. We'll make sure that you guys are all set up, and we can get this up and running. Okay, and I'll tell you all about how we can work together once you guys have made that purchase. I'm pretty much done. I hope that you guys got something out of this. I will put this up on YouTube and link it out so you guys can see it. Take it easy. All right.